Wowwy'z Workshop.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the workshop. I am Wowie, and Happy New Year. May this all find you guys very happy, very well, and this is going to be a much better year for us all. I'm going to give you the Wowie guarantee on that one. Now, our very first makers video of the year, and this one, I don't know if you can see very well, but I promise you, there is a snail on there. Now, well, nobody will probably remember, but I did post pics when I drew it. Recently, our great friends, Caitlin and Kate and Jordan, they had a baby Ivy. They had a baby, and her name's Baby Ivy. Sorry, okay. I drew a card for them. My wife Katie colored it. I'm going to show screenshots of that now. And for the baby, what is it called? Baby shower? Yeah. Sorry guys, I don't know all these terms. So there was a baby shower card, and I drew it. Katie and my wife colored it. I'm sorry. And so that's started the theme of this. And there's a backstory to why we chose a snail and stuff. That's kind of personal. And we're just it's part of the decor, okay? Let's say it's nursery decor that we're going with. West Coast kind of rainforest theme. Sorry for the ramble. So that's what I'm going to carve on this. Now, I got this at the local Home Hardware. I'm just praying that it's going to work and not do anything weird. As far as I know, it's pine. And now I did, when I did the moon, and on this little light of mine project, I'll also give you a split screen there of that. And there is a maker's video of that. Please check that out. I could put that at the end of this. At the very, very end, I will link that. It's a great video. It's actually one of my very, very top viewed videos so far. And the moon that we did with one of this size from the same company. But let me tell you, it's, I don't know, denser? I don't know. But this feels lighter. Anyway, this is what we got. So I actually used the drawing of the actual card that we did, and I used it in the little Artly projector that I got. And again, I will split screen and show you a little bit of that. It's really, really hard because I'm using my phone, so I have to get another camera so I can film using the projector, because I'm using my phone to throw it up there, and I can't get any proper video. So that's why I haven't posted any of that proper yet of me doing that. So I shot it on here. It's the snail from the drawing, no doubt about that. Now, to start off, guys, sorry again for the rambling, but I'm a rambling, jambling kind of guy. I'm going to start out by going around the snail and cut him in, making the main cuts. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use a Kutzall Flame Burr Extreme. And I'm also going to use a couple of the little round ones, Kutzalls. Okay? Because there's a couple little humps and stuff around the shell, and I want to stay true to the line as best I can. And that's what I'm going to use just to do the overall outside outline cut, and we'll get that in there in some depth, and then we can start playing with the value and the different heights and levels and stuff, because I do want to plan to I want to start with the little outer nub here on the shell, and then go to the second one, and go to the third one, and go to the fourth hump, so that it kind of has so it looks like it has a little bit of depth that way, like the snail shell would be, because you know how they are kind of like a hump with the spiral. I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work, guys. And that's the beauty of Wowwy'z Workshop, is we're in this together. So, like we like to say here, guys, well, first, thank you for being here. Very, very much. You are very much appreciated. And now, let's do it to it. All right. Yeah, and we are diving right in, folks. I love that little sphere, that extreme. We are cutting her in and making it stay by taking the other material away. There's a little rhyme for you from a poet who didn't know it.
Anyways, guys, I love drawing with that ball. And then I'll switch it up to the flame. There she be. And then that's when you're not messing around. You're really getting that material out. And then a quick little hit there with the flap sander. And then moving on to the Carbide ball. Now that Dremel 192, that's a bigger ball than the regular ones that I use. And I'm just getting in there, getting the edge of the snail cut in and nice and sharp and flat there. And also starting to work with the shadow play, which is like the secret weapon to carvers. When you start getting that shadow play working for you in your favor, that's when things start jumping and coming to life. And I am kicking her into high gear here because time is precious and I am not here to waste yours. So just going along that edge in my happy place with the tunes just a blaring. And now we'll take a look here, give her a quick brush. Yep, that's why we approved. Time to hit it with some sanding here. I use on the Peter Blair sanding mandrel, I use emery cloth sandpaper, cut into squares, stagger them around like a star, 3 facing forward, 2 facing back, and set the machine on low. And then you just go. And just a little bit more sanding. I love a sanding. Oh, I can feel drums. Yeah. Bam, moving right along. The Kutzall fine taper to go in there and clean things up. I'll do things so repetitively, like go over things by the time something's done, and then the carver knows these things aren't done quickly, man. Or unless you are so skilled that you can bang them out. But hey, for a beginner like myself, a learner, these things take time, and I may go over something over and over and over when I don't really need to, but it just happens. It's what happens. And I love that place I go in my mind. Good day, folks. It is the next day. If you hear big banging and loud things from behind, I apologize. It's crazy. You want to see what's going on back there? Fucking chaos. Sorry for cursing. Okay, so last night, just in closing, sorry for the camera, just this sandpaper that I've got, it's 220 I believe. I got a whole bunch of sheets of it. Got some from Jordy, got some from Pete. And I just been folding that over and trying to sand that all nice and smooth. And those of you that know me know that I have a thing with sanding. And there'll be probably 100 folded up things like that by the time we're done. But I'm trying to record most that I can. So I'm just going to draw, put you in the overhead. I'm going to draw on the lines a bit better. Drawing is my very first artistic love. And I'm going to start doing lives of me drawing things. But yeah, we'll get that, do some drawing, and then go back to carving. Let's do it to it. Alrighty, guys. So, let's do a little drawing and a little story time. You know, my favorite story times were always being around the campfire. So let's put in some campfire here. And let's do some drawing. And I'll talk a little bit. I just gotta light this here. Let's begin. So my brother and I, we were very fortunate to have very creative and artistic and genius musicians around us when we were growing up. And my grandma, who, the stuff that she could do, she was an upholstery expert, a master hunter and a guide. They could do stuff in the bush. They could live, they made cabins. They were just so awesome. And when we spent our time up there,
She would always encourage us to do art and to, because we're bored. And it was always sit down, and I liked to draw, and my little brother had his things that he liked to do, and she would get us engaged and creative, and it was always around art. No matter if she got us doing a project in the shop while she was working, she was always doing stuff. But she was awesome at getting us to do things. And she explained that it didn't matter where you were, or what life was throwing at you. If you had a pencil and a piece of paper, which almost every household and every place you go does have, you can go to that creative world. And she ingrained this. Like Darren and I, everything we see is art. Or okay, how could we use that? How could we repurpose? They were recycling and reusing things back when, everything was reused, and repurposed. And the stuff I saw around their house is just coming out now that people are in, and it's becoming popular. But they were doing it back then. So what I'm trying to say is my grandma encouraged me to draw. And when they saw that I had a bit of a gift for doing it, man, she just poured the gas on. I tell ya. And when there were times in life when things weren't the best, I had drawing to go away to. And I had some friends who wanted to learn to draw and loved my drawings. And so I would go to their houses and have drawing sleepovers. And it was like I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was teaching and trying to get them. And my one friend, Trevor, that I did that a lot with, he got really, really good at drawing too, because we're just practicing together. But it was a world to go away to when maybe things weren't the best going on. And I'll always be just so indebted to the drawing, because not only was I creating magic with it, it was doing magic inside me. You know what I'm saying? So with this channel, I'm trying to do what my grandparents did out to the world. I don't want you guys to think that I'm some expert. I put everything I can into my videos, yes, and try and look professional, but that's just how I do my art. What I'm trying to do is what my grandma did to us. And show you that you have these capabilities. We all do. And once you start to practice and nurture them, they're just like, wild seed in the field. Just go. It'll just go. You just got to give it what it needs. You got to do it to it. That's what's to it. Well, I hope you guys liked my story. And I truly do believe in all of you. I do. And Grandma, if you're watching or listening, thank you. Thank you for the gifts you gave us. Now we are going to go in there and cut those main snail shell lines in with the 106. I'm sorry the camera doesn't focus very good here the next little bit. It was my melon getting in the way. But I'm cutting them in and then going back in with the 7144 to clean them all up, as we do. And to be for real here, I'm wishing as I do the voiceover that I had gone deeper in sections in there. But we're always our most harshest critic. And it's not over yet. I can still revisit. So I'm making some plans to do that. Just punch it in a bit deeper. Always carve deeper if you can. Leave a little sand in here. Oh, I love me a sanding. Those little squares I was telling you. Little squares everywhere. Now, this one here, I love this Duragret Burr, and I heard Fordham is now selling Duragret. But I put it on here on the old faithful flex shaft. Give it a good clean here with the wire brush. I got this wire brush with just a cheap set of files, and they're really good for keeping your burrs clean. And now I'm just gonna go poke around. Yeah, just poking around, getting to know the carving, getting to know all the little spots. And I know it's not doing much, but it is cleaning it up. And I told you I'd share the whole process with you guys, even if it's, you know, spots that aren't really doing a lot. Alrighty, folks, we're to a point where my brain is liking it, you know. It's got just enough depth and 3D to it. And just to finish it off with, because shadow is everything. And so I'm going to use this little pointy. It's kind of like the Dremel 7144, but it isn't. It's from a set of diamond mirrors like that. So I'm trying to make this quick so I'm not wasting more time. And in here you see these lines are to, you know, depict a groove, like a bit of a concave dip in there, right? I'm just going to grab the Kutzall fine original sphere and make that an actual little dip in there. And then I might actually like wood burn the lines in there as well, but I'm going to make it really there. So I've got this and thinking maybe even a leaf or two. And then I thought a heart need a leaf. But we'll see what happens, okay? Now, something I really love about carving, being a pencil artist, is that when you're doing the shading all over on the project, you're actually taking away the material to create that shaded area. You know, it's weird. It's like you have to flip a switch. Instead of putting the pencil down to get the dark area and putting more and more pencil down, you're taking it away more and more. It's like you flip the switch and you're going backwards. And it's really, really fun in my brain. You know, our brains are crazy that way. They crave those things, you know. And so now when I'm doing a drawing, I'm looking at the shading, you know, and I'm looking at all the contours and stuff of a face or whatever you're carving. I don't know. I'm probably rambling crazy, but I'm giving it to you real and raw. That's how we do it to it. And just, you know, in all seriousness, I really appreciate you guys being here and watching these makers videos. It's a journey. It's not bam, 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 how to in 10 seconds, okay? No, I'm bringing you guys on a little adventure. And now sanding off any of the little maker's marks I put on with the ball. And rocking out to the tunes. Rocking out to the tunes, always rocking Wowwy'z. Folks, it is the next day, and this morning I was just tidying up a bit. I promise you, I'm missing them. Just a couple squares, I swear, just a couple squares. Anyways, before I spend too much time over obsessing on things, I'm going to draw out. I want to put a heart-shaped leaf up here and a couple leaves along the side here and a little bit of a grass line on either side. I'm not going to get too pinicky about it. I'm just gonna give her, because we put the time in already, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do here, guys. We'll draw it on and then we'll just start cutting it on with the carbide, with the carbide ball burrs, the same way we did with this guy, and then we'll clean them up with the Kutzalls and whatnot. Okay, let's do. Jesus. And so once again, as we have been, cut her in, then clean it up, then make it all pop. Once again, going to that happy place, the therapy that I seek. Oh, I'm so grateful for art. Now, LaRue, kick it to us one time, little buddy. Give us a tune to bring her on home. Now this Kutzall fine Ballnose is perfect for getting in behind the grass here. Use the shape of the burrs to your benefit. If you see situations where, hey, that looks like the end of the shape of that burr, use that. Get in there. It's perfect for this opportunity here. And remember, the deeper you go, the more shadow you're going to create. That's it. In a very simple form is the deeper you go, the more shadow you'll get. And I'm happy to announce that we're now going to have links for the burrs and the bits that we've featured in our videos in the description. And for the ones that are linked to Amazon, we're going to get a couple pennies off each one for being an affiliate or whatever you call it. So now I'm going to call this halfway and the end of part 1. And we're already starting to think of what stains could we possibly use. I may go a bit deeper in parts of the shell there, but that'll be in part 2. Don't worry, you're gonna see it all. And we truly appreciate you guys coming along for this journey. Now, whether we use stains or wood burn around the edge, Jordy mentioned doing that so the stains won't run. There's lots of possibilities. I hope that Caitlin and Jordan and Baby Ivy feel the love invested. And I'm also using this piece as my example piece for the new Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers Challenge. I'll tell you guys all about that in part 2. And with that, there is no YouTube without you. Much love.